Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the first episode of Knife Talk, and today's topic is clip point versus drop point. So I brought you a few examples right here. And to start right off, this is the Pumotech, and this is what you call a clip point. And it's called clip point because it looks like the front part of the blade has been clipped off. So that you reach a very fine and pointy point. That's very good for penetration and finer work. And here's another example. Bowie style knife, also with a clip point. Okay, now let's come to the drop point. We have a Herbert's right here, and as you can see, the fall down into the point is way less dramatical, and it's rounded off, and also usually the taper to the tip is a lot slighter and you have more material on the tip. As you can see here, if we take them side by side, which of course makes the drop point, which is on the right side right here, a lot more durable. But also, at the same time, because you have that more material, it's not that good at penetrating stuff. And I brought you another example. This is my Schrade SCHF 36, also with a drop point. Okay people, I've readjusted the camera and now we come to the penetration test. Like I said before, I measured out the thickness of the blades, which is comparable. So it's just a matter of the tip design, how deep this knife is going into the wood. And the way we're going to do this is relatively easy. The clip point is off first. I'm going to place this on the left side. And then grabbing my Fiskars X5 using the pommel as a hammer. And I'm just going to let this drop, hopefully of the same height, and we see how the impact looks. So going once, that's deep, and going twice, okay, a little bit less power. And on your right side goes the drop point, going once, and going twice. Okay. I hope this comes right over to you through the camera lens. As you can see on the right side, the drop point makes a bigger impact than the clip point, as well as with with some more force than with less. But you definitely can see the bottom of the impact, so it's not that deep. And on the left side, from the clip point, the impact is a lot smaller, but therefore it's deeper, so I cannot see the ground of the impact. I will get my flashlight. Maybe we can see this. Don't know if you can see this through the camera lens, but the impact is definitely deeper inside the wood. I'm not sure, but I would say about 20 to 25% deeper. So for self-defense, clip point. Okay, and one of the usual next tasks is of course finer work. So we could do this easily and very good with a clip point knife, because you can really control the point. And the drop point gives you a little bit more surface area on top. But in general, I find the clip point a little bit easier to control, but therefore the drop point is a lot sturdier. So if I would really take this and ram the knife in here, you have a good chance of breaking off your clip point, while the drop point would probably survive. And that's why you see drop points usually on survival knives like this one, because you can really take your knife and use it as a tool, can abuse it, you can ram it into like say a rotten tree, and then pry everything out and then eat the insects that live in the wood. So that's definitely a big plus. And usually you get the drop point knives with a straight back, and that's good for us in survival situations, because if it's not a 90-degree angle that you have here, it's relatively easy to make it one and then strike a ferro rod with it. While if you have a clip point design, you relatively often have a false edge indicated, as you see right here. This is of course no necessity, like on this one. You don't have that, but the front part here doesn't have a 90-degree angle, so you cannot strike a ferro rod with it. You just can do this with the back part right here, where on this one you can technically use the, well, up to 95%, so not the tip but the rest of it, and then really take the ferro rod and strike it like this. Okay, and then there are of course some other knives like this one, which kind of fills the gap between a clip point and a drop point, because the drop starts a lot earlier and forms also a very sharp point. And on this knife also a false edge is indicated that you could easily grind into a secondary blade. So it's pretty similar to the, I would say, pure clip point that's on the bottom right here. But as you can see, it has this rounded off portion, which technically I would think make this a drop point, but I would call this a hybrid. So before anybody flames me in the comments, but I like this knife style design. Okay, so who should get a clip point and who should get a drop point knife? I would say if you are a survivalist, an outdoorsman, a bushcrafter, drop point is basically a no-brainer. You have to have one of these, because this is probably the strongest tip design you can have, and if the knife is your only tool you want to use outdoors, yeah, would be pretty bad if this would fail on you. So drop point, definitely a very good choice. Super durable, yeah, relatively affordable, and you can get any knife type with a drop point, of course. Okay, when should you get a clip point? A clip point is often seen on self-defense knives if you haven't a spear point, but that's not today's topic. So this would be a spear point. Spear point has often two complete edges, or one usable edge and one false edge. And as you can see, it's symmetrically, and you have the maximum of penetration power. But like I said, different story. So back to the clip point. Self-defense would be a very good option. This is my EDC knife because I just like the design, and I find these false edges kind of cool. So design is definitely a standpoint. Usually these knives are a little bit slimmer, so if your knife should be more compact, this might be an option for you. And this is also very lightweight, but of course the handle scales, etc. make a very big difference, so that's not only the knife design. But in any case, if you want to do some fine work, if you want to have good penetration power, then you should get yourself a clip point. Okay, I hope you found this entertaining, and see you next time.